The Suicide Squad from Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn is one of the best superhero movies that I have seen in years. It is foul-mouthed, ultra-violent and an absurdly funny action romp. The Suicide Squad is an elite group of bad guys or anti-heroes who are sent on super dangerous missions by Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, under threat of imminent death. If you disobey Viola's orders, then the tiny bomb implanted at the back of your skull will go boom. James Gunn cleverly avoids many of the problems of the opening scenes of David Ayer's 2016 Suicide Squad by dropping a dozen or so characters into action so that we don't have to see a repeat of that hour or so long of introduction. And for the record, you don't even need to watch the first film to enjoy this one. None of the major plot points from the first film carry over beyond the nature of Task Force X itself and its principal antagonist Amanda Waller, and some of the Suicide Squad characters also leap into this one, like Harley Quinn, Colonel Flag and Captain Boomerang. Our heroes are sent on a mission to a small Latin American country called Corto Maltese, where a vicious dictatorship has fallen after a bloody military coup. The new regime is as ruthless as the previous one, but they are also far more anti-American. These generals have gotten access to an extraterrestrial project called Project Starfish that would allegedly put American security at risk. So the Suicide Squad has been sent in to stop them, destroy the project, and hopefully make it out alive.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for God's sake.
What follows is a bloody, ridiculously funny romp with a cast of genuinely funny characters that makes the entire DCEU pale in comparison. If the DC films had been this good up to this point, then the MCU versus DCEU scene would have been very different. Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba, is an assassin and the squad's leader, who does not want to be a part of this initially but finds himself pressed into service by Amanda Waller. Bloodsport is the squad's center, the grudging hero and a man of honor, even if he does not want to admit it to himself, his daughter or to anyone. Ratcatcher 2, the daughter of the original Ratcatcher, is the squad's moral center, and she is the only one who places value in friendship, love and kindness. Her power, the ability to control rats, may seem goofy, but ends up being more useful and poignant than we realize. In many ways, it is the friendship that she forms with King Shark and Bloodsport that makes all the difference. John Cena plays Peacemaker, who is essentially an ultra-violent take on Captain America.
Be like a douchey Captain America.
But Peacemaker is a clown. He is a jingoistic patriot and a ruthless killer with no moral code.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
I thought you were the crazy one.
I am.
King Shark. Well, he is mostly here just for comic relief. But I guess that's not the right term to use in a film that's mostly comedy. They could have made King Shark a fearsome beast, but here he's more like a very large, very hungry toddler.
And
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
The other two main heroes include Colonel Flag and Harley Quinn. Flag has a bit more of a role this time around, and his performance is impressive.
good to know.
Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, is always radiant in her own quirky way, and she is a catalyst of chaos. Margot Robbie knows Harley Quinn inside out by this point, and it feels like James Gunn returns her a bit more to her comic origins than what David Ayer did in the previous film. Also, we have the deeply disturbed Polka Dot Man, whose backstory I would prefer not to spoil for those who haven't watched the film yet. And as you might have noticed from the trailer and the posters, that there are other heroes in this film, but these are the main ones. The Suicide Squad has a soundtrack for the ages, but you shouldn't be surprised because it is a James Gunn movie, and it is his trademark to use toe-tapping pop music in his films. But even by Gunn's standards, the Suicide Squad soundtrack is just banger after banger. It is much more diverse than the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, and it even serves the story just as well. When it comes about important and critical themes, This quirky comic book film takes pot shots at them all. It rails against the US foreign policy, Western imperialism, and government manipulation, while calling out the foreign interference in domestic affairs. James Gunn's greatest accomplishment is that he never loses his characters in the action, like many poor modern blockbusters tend to do. While it feels like Suicide Squad is a roller coaster without brakes, it is actually a very well calibrated action comedy, alternating humorous beats with bursts of intense violence. On that note, it is the most insanely violent superhero blockbuster yet, making Deadpool look kind of sweet. James Gunn is also evolving as a visual storyteller. There are moments in this film that are breathtakingly beautiful. I was particularly impressed by a gunfight sequence featuring Harley Quinn, and also by a fight scene between Peacemaker and Colonel Flag that was shown as a reflection on Peacemaker's helmet. The Suicide Squad is by no means a perfect movie, but like the Deadpool movies, it showcases what can happen when a superhero movie is allowed to be sprightly, self-aware and sardonic, while also indulging in hard R violence, gore and language. Gunn's latest creation is not without moments that drag, but when it pops brilliantly. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. Please do like this video and share it as much as you can. You can follow me on social media, the links are given in the description below. And please do subscribe to our channel for weekly content ahead. Until then, take care, goodbye.